Today we're joined by Chuck Kamen to get an inside look at how they've gone from completing their federal return on September 14th at midnight to approaching a midsummer filing. Let's start with an overview of the tax environment at Lehigh Hansen.
We're a very large cement and aggregates company owned by a German parent. We have locations all over the country as well as Canada. Our tax department is centrally located here in Texas. We have about 150 subsidiaries. We collect a lot of information from the field. That can get to be challenging at times.
Where does data management fit in your view of the tax department?
There are 4 pillars of data management, 4 issues that people struggle with. First, determining and understanding what data we need. Second, collecting the data. What's the most efficient way to collect the data, avoid follow-up questions and rework, and do it in a way that it's not going to cause a lot of confusion. Third pillar, I would say, is utilizing the data. And fourth, once you've completed the tax return or the tax provision, then you have to store the data. What's the best way to store the data so that it's easily accessible in the future?
Can you talk us through some of your recent data management initiatives?
I've been with the tax department for about 3.5 years now, and when I started, it was a pretty new tax department, just a few years old, still trying to work out their processes. We were sending out all these separate tax package workbooks that we were basically just zipping up, putting into emails and sending them out to the people we believe should be completing those. And it was a very inefficient process. The other issue we had here in the tax department is the 3 separate general ledger systems that we're on. Since we implemented ONESOURCE DataFlow and we put our tax packages in there, it's just been a much more efficient process across the line. So that's saved a lot of time. It's also easier to track.
And what type of results are you seeing now that you're a few years into this journey?
When I first started, we were finishing our federal return on midnight of September 14th. Just a lot of stress. Since we've implemented some of these time-changing processes, in 2009, we finished our return in beginning of September, so 2 weeks earlier. 2010, we finished mid-August. And I'm hoping to ultimately start finishing the return sometime in July. So it seems like each year we keep saving a little bit more time. In the past, we were manually keying a lot of information, such as the apportionment data and the fixed asset data, loading our 4562 information and 4797, that sort of thing. Now that we have fixed asset packages and our apportionment packages in DataFlow, we can run an extraction report and then just move it into the software with a press of one button, as opposed to going through and opening up each return and manually keying that information. Now it moves into every return with the press of one button, and that saves a huge amount of time. My boss recognizes a lot of the time savings. We have lost a few people over the last few years, and we're still getting the same amount of work done, and it's getting done quicker. We've gotten feedback from the higher-ups that they're happy with the efficiency of the tax department, so it's been very good for us. It's about understanding what to do and having the skills to do it, and then having the right tools to do your job.
Thanks, Chuck. Your results are pretty impressive, and I'm looking forward to you hitting that mid-July final goal.